Let's
All
go.
right. Do you have faith that 2022 will be a better year than 2021? What do you think, man? Do you have faith that this year that we're now in will be better than last year?
I don't have faith that it will,
What do you mean,
but
like?
um, I don't have faith that 2021 will be any better than 22. I mean, 2022 will be better than 2021.
Why not? Why not?
However,
Okay.
well, because of the whole COVID shit, because of the whole like only way it's going to be better if people wake up.
Mm.
That's the only way. And we have to stop being divided. If
Well,
we
but
that so yeah, go ahead.
using the first thing that you just said, though, the first thing you mentioned was COVID.
Mhm.
Do you think we're making progress on that front?
No.
Now, okay. Now let me do this then. But before 2020, when COVID first came out, the death rate was like astronomical. I mean, every place that there were. Now, though, Nike, you have people getting COVID, but people aren't dying or even being hospitalized like they were before, though, right? So, isn't that an improvement that people aren't dying?
If you say so, like I don't know that they're not dying. I mean, I just keep seeing on the news that the hospitals is crowded, that the shit is spreading like crazy. I mean, I
Right.
don't know.
But
Who
okay,
knows though? The thing
no,
is,
but
who
no,
knows?
but the professionals, that's what they're saying. I mean, that's why they're trying to get people to.
Are they saying that people are not dying now?
Yeah, not at the rate that they were before. Yeah, absolutely.
Then what's the
Absolutely.
big deal with COVID? Then they might
No,
as
I mean,
well.
well,
Then
because
why
people
shut the
still
shit
getting sick.
down?
No, people still getting sick, and some people are still dying, though, especially people with compromised immune system. Actually, boy, that's a good point. You know who's dying now?
Who?
The people that aren't vaccinated. Those are the one that's dying, and that's the
Well, I
problem.
mean, I mean, what? Like I don't.
I mean,
With all of the the reason I don't think 2021 is going to be better than 2022 because next thing you know, there's going to be a new variant, right?
possibly right.
And it's going to be some. I mean, it's going to keep going.
True.
I'm trying to the thing, and here's another thing too. I'm trying to have faith that our black dollar blackout will be successful in getting our people a little further along than what we are as far as like the US and like some of the policies that they creating and all this stuff, like how they change voting. Like, okay, here's
Wait, hold
another
on. Are you
reason.
talking about 2001 versus 2002? Are you changing the subject? What are you doing?
I'm not changing the subject. I'm about
Okay.
to tell
So
you. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell
the
you. I'm
question
about to tell
is,
you.
okay. Let me repeat the question and get everybody back up to speed. Terry's responding to, does he think that 2022 will be better than 2021? All right. Go ahead, Knight.
So what I'm saying is, I don't think it will be because this is a voting year. This is a voting year that's not a presidential election. And you know how we do in most voting years when it's just the primaries, right?
Right.
And along with that, they have all these laws. They have over, I think it's 800 laws that were passed. It's either 400 or 800. I forget.
Right.
I'm
That's the number.
I'm
Right.
old.
Right.
But it's a bunch of ass laws that they've passed concerning voting laws in all of these red states and blue states that have local GOP run governments.
All right. Right. Okay. Now let me respond to that, and we're gonna go back and forth with it. And I take the opposite view on that. I do have faith and think that 22 will be better than 21 for the reason that I just stated. Now you're 100% right, Nike. You can't test for a new variant. That we can't put that into the calculus at all, because that's like saying we can confirm that a meteorite won't crash into the earth and kill us all. We can't.
That's 2025. But go ahead. No.
You put it on. Hey, now you put that tin hat on. I don't even want to know. I'm not even gonna ask you what you're talking about.
No,
but anyway, I do think, for the reason I stated, short of another variant that comes through that's as deadly as the first, I think that, as the experts and scientists are saying, that this disease is quickly becoming an endemic rather than a pandemic, meaning it'll be something that we have to get boosts for, like we do with the flu, but it won't be killing us. Lynette said 2036. She has a 10 hat too.
That's why they building all them goddamn rockets and shit. They try.
Right.
They
focus.
They
focus.
like, man, we know some shit coming. We got to get out of here.
All right. That's that 10 hat. That's that 10 hat. They've been predicting the end of the world since the beginning of time.
I ain't saying the end of the world. It might not be the end of the world, but it's gonna be
media. They've been predicting that since time and forever. But all right, so what is another reason, Ike?
Because I think the
not just the COVID though. When you say you don't think 22 would be better, why else not?
I think there's going to be a change in leadership for one. I think that there's going to be there's going to be even more supply shortages, right? Because the more that we're affected by COVID, the more our supply chain is affected. And I know you said your store is fully stocked and all that shit, but
better than it was, I said.
Oh, all right, but I've been seeing, like, you know what I mean, shit is getting slight out here. So I just hope that there's going to be a change, and I'm not sure if it's going to be better or worse than 2021, to be honest. I know there's a change. We're going to make change. There's change coming.
Well, that's what this person said. I'm very hopeful, in spite of everything that could happen and will happen, especially since we're going to work on our plan for reparations.
So you know what? I'm going to take the positive spin on that now.
And
2022 is going to be better than 2021 because we're going to get what we supposed to have. We're going to get what's owed
or at least make
progress
on it. At least make progress on it, and again, and I think that's my overarching take on it. I don't think that we're going to solve all of our earthly problems in 2022, but as long as we've
going in the right direction,
as long as we're going in the right direction, and now I am concerned about what you just said, Dote. I admit that. A change in leadership. I think that could be very detrimental to the country. I mean, and I
hate to say it too, States, but guess what? Black folks need a change in leadership too.
I mean, well,
our black people need a change in leadership. Our leadership right now, a lot of our leadership are old voices using old methods.
Actually, you know what, Knight?
We had a podcast, and that's when we were discussing it with Guy and all of that about the marching and protesting. And I said, I'm not totally against marching and protesting, but what I'm saying is that there has to be people are aware of what's going on.
See, Knight,
marching and protesting brings attention to your cause, correct? Everybody on the planet knows what our cause is. We don't to keep saying that's craziness to keep saying the same thing. We want this, or we want this, or this is bad, or this is bad. No, that's not how you negotiate. You negotiate from a point of strength. You get what I'm saying? You negotiate. So if you're negotiating with a terrorist, right? And I'm not saying we're terrorists, but this is my example. So if you're negotiating to get hostages, right? They have the upper hand because they have hostages.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So if there's a negotiation that takes place. All right, well, you send out some hostages and we'll
you have to have some cards. You have to have some cards. But no,
you have to have cards, right? You can't negotiate from a point of weakness.
Let me say this though, Knight. I think now the structure is I think it could be to our advantage. And this is what I mean by that. Before, when you had one single person, when you had a quote unquote leader, all you had to do, and you as they did, shut the leaders down. However, you murder, shame them, discredit them, and then they, unfortunately, too many times that crippled the movement.
Let me tell you why they can't do that to us.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I think that the way that things happen now is more advantageous is because now you have millions of people, thanks to social media, that people are aware of, that we can lean on for political information, for historical information, for economical information. So I think that that's a better structure than looking for a quote unquote leader. I think that the movement is better. The fact that you have people that come together and make decisions together to move in one direction.
And that's why I said leaders plural, right?
Okay.
So think about this. If the Black Lives Matter movement, the Real Brothers Live movement, there's a couple other movements, the Me Too movement, or the other black movements. If we all came together, right? If we all came together to the same cause, they wouldn't be able to shut us down, because they could kill me.
Exactly.
They could kill you.
Yeah. Hopefully
but
not.
The movement ain't gonna stop.
Right.
Matter of fact, if you know what'll happen,
you become a martyr.
If they kill me, or if they kill you,
you become a martyr.
We're martyrs now.
Right.
So now our movement is going from local to national to world. You know what I mean? So they're not in a position where they can even stop what we do if we just go ahead and do it.
No, again, I'm just saying that I agree. I didn't notice that you said plural before, but I think that, and I'll go as far as saying like that those new leaders, plural, are showing up. They're rearing their heads, and they're speaking up, and they're running for office. They're doing things now. Right. And actually that also leads into why I say that I think 2022 will be better, because I see things like where we're constantly making progress. Now that's not to say that things don't happen and we get knocked back a little bit, but a lot of times when we do get knocked back, you start to see those people pick up things. And I was watching the
just
news
imagine if those people were under like a familiar umbrella, right?
See, they don't
let's
have
say
to
we had a movement, let's say
they don't have to be, because people recognize those people. So that's what I'm saying. So when those people say things and we trust them, and they say that this is an issue that needs to be addressed, then you and I agree with them. Like, yeah, we agree with that. Then we talk about it. Then other people talk about it.
But what I'm saying is, as far as other organizations, right? We should be able to have other organizations look at Real Brothers and say, yo, we need to help them with this Black Dollar blackout, right? True. So we have all these different organizations, joining with us. Then there is no leadership. There is no one head of the snake.
Unfortunately, I do. Unfortunately, though, man, the problem with that is you bump up against human nature, because everyone thinks that their organization is the standout. So that's like somebody saying, well, Real Brothers, y'all don't do it because we've already started a lawsuit over here. So you don't talk about the Black Dollar blackout. Come over here and talk with us. Join us.
No, I don't. But see,
would you do that?
That's ego.
No. Would you do that? But the question was,
there's no need to. I wouldn't do it because there's no need.
What do you mean?
There's no. See, the way
if they've already started working on something like a boycott on July the 3rd, and they say, no, don't do June 11th because we've been talking about this for a year. Don't do June 11th. Let's concentrate. We want y'all to come help us out and do it on July 3rd. Would you say okay?
I would meet with whoever is saying that, and if they decided that if they could give me a good reason that the date should be moved, if they had it organized where they had the majority of people already, then why would I have a problem with that? I don't care when it gets done.
You're right.
That long as it gets done.
Agreed, Knight.
You
But
know what I mean?
unfortunately,
That
you're right.
you got to
And
take
I agree
ego
with you.
out of it.
I agree. I
A
agree.
good
That's the
a
switches
good
now.
leader can't have, has to lead without ego. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In order to do what's best for, the people that he's representing or whatever. You know what I mean? You can't have an ego.
Right. Agree. That's the problem. I think and that's why I said I think when we start talking about trying to bring organizations together, that's when we bump up against human nature. And that's when things, unfortunately, they don't move as quickly as they could. We have a hard time joining together. And that's why I think the new structure is probably most so effective. And not only that, Nike, you have other people that aren't of our community that agree with our point of view also joining in. And I think that's what is that also helps to take things to the next level. So again, those are some of the reasons why I think that 22 is going to be a better year than 21. I think that we're making progress constantly. All right, let me see something. Stacy Dowling,
Somebody says, I see that branding issue in so much of my work stalls the work. Who is that?
Oh, wait a minute. Who is
That's
that?
Charmaine. Charmaine Milligan.
Branding issue in so much of my work. Straws the word. Okay. All right. Okay, good. We rocking it. We do what we have to.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I can say on that is, we can it's not hard. Like what we're trying to do, I don't know why, like I said, I don't know why some of our leaders haven't already I know they've had boycotts and all of that, but what I'm talking about doing is a little bit on a bigger scale. Like I'm talking about, you don't get another fucking dime until we get our money.
Well, it is hard, Nike.
Or we get our
it's
it ain't
hard. It's hard. Like if it was easy, it would have happened already. Trust me.
It ain't.
And Nike,
you know what? Why? I'm gonna tell you why. It's not hard for them. It's hard for us.
Okay. Well, we not
we
talking
have
about
to.
them.
We have to come together. Like so. Right. Everybody that's listening to this, right?
Maybe you could say it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard, but that's hard.
It's not hard. What I'm saying is, it shouldn't be hard because it's not. It's not, like I said, it's not anything that anybody's asking them to do something. Right. We're just asking you not to do something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you can't not spend money for a certain amount of time, then maybe you don't need.
Wait a minute,
maybe you don't need reparations.
You went back to the black dollar back. All right. Why else?
No. I'm talking about 2022 because that's when this shit is going to change for the black person in America. Or if it doesn't change in 2022, it's going to be damn close to getting. It's going to be getting
progress.
there.
Right? Yeah,
we're going to be making progress.
But you know what? Also, Nike, I'll say that I think that all of us, we should and we do learn as as life goes on. We have life lessons and we experience things and we grow as a result of them. And I have to hope that where I am now, that I'll continue, that trend will continue. I'll continue to learn. I'll continue to grow and become a better person. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I have to think that and have faith that will continue, throughout the years. You know what I mean? And even looking at the health of, my family and friends and stuff, hopefully now that we are getting a better understanding of this pandemic, that there'll be less death, in our circles, as a result of COVID. You know what I mean? My mom got a booster the other day and is not feeling well from it, but hopefully it'll be worth it. You know what I mean? So hopefully, like I said, hopefully 22 will continue. And I do have faith that 22 will be better than 21.